Today our world population are more than 7 billion people. The rapid world population growth since latest 1990s appears as one of the most global issues among developed countries and developing countries, as well as international communities such as United Nations and OECD. The UN data report in 2014 shows that more than 50% of world population live in urban areas, and it will be hit 66% or 1.5 billion urbanites in the next 15 years by projection. On the other hand, urban areas just occupied 0.3% of the world land area. And how about Australia? The data from Australia Bureau of Statistics in 2011 shows about 90% of Australians live in urban area, and during 2008 until 2010, Australia population growth is the second highest among other OECD countries after Israel. The greater Australian capital cities across the continent are growing double the national average of population growth during 2012 and 2013, with 2.1% over 1.6%. While Perth and Darwin were performing a massive population growth, Sydney is still the most inhabited capital city among the others by 31% of total population. The metropolitan Sydney will be more changed by 2031 with 5.86 million people and increase its density 177 times from the current population density. The increasing urban density raises concerns of its multiplier effects on urban land use, environment, community, and economy. If we don't managing those concerns, urban sprawl will threat sustainable urban development. Urban sprawl scientifically has proven in creating many potential problems such as traffic congestion, biodiversity loss, and greenfields conversion. The sprawl also come along with car dependency, obesity, and low quality of life because people travel in distance which is time-consuming and energy-consuming after long hours working in office. The question is, what successful urban adaptation strategies in other cities could be adopted by City of Sydney to accommodate the anticipated future population's growth in its metro area? There are 3 cities that are successful in implementing their iconic urban planning strategies and policies to accommodate population growth. It is Portland, Seattle, and Curitiba. Portland since 1970s has multi-achievements of their urban planning by adopting urban growth boundary regulation to focus and control sprawl. The strategy strictly develops inner cities in compact form and mapping future area of development precisely to protect sustainability. The urban growth report triggered in 6 years to analyze future developments. The City of Portland focused on downtown plan and subsequent central city plan, which is encouraged people to walking and carless. To support these plans, Portland adopted transit-oriented developments with smart parking regulations and public transport to reduce motorist vehicles in the central area. The urban village strategy in City of Seattle adopted community-based planning to urban growth. Seattle maximized urban centers, which is not only one CBD for city development and high-density housing with mixed use of commercial and public service as one-stop living place. This approach helps Seattle to protect their land, community, and environment for long-term planning. Curitiba since 1960s used a modification of traditional linear urban form to a radial linear branching pattern to respond urban growth. This urban system focused on smart and low-cost mass transportation system as space-driven. Curitiba followed up the plan by creating 5 commercial corridors of developments as city access for zoning density regulations and road system trinary with separated streets for different transport and speed. Curitiba also designed citizen streets to protect and integrate community, land use, and public services sprawl in distances from inner cities. From the 3 case studies, some strategies already adopted in City of Sydney, which is a compact city and smart public transportation. However, the strategy progress needs to be enhanced by adopted possible strategy from the cities. The recommendation for City of Sydney include new zoning regulation for high-density living that integrated with development corridors, public services and transport systems. Secondly, design attractive incentive and disincentive regulation for high-density living. City of Sydney should promote green, smart and aspirational urban renewal projects to protect social inclusion on community. It's also creating cost-effective and co-effective city transportations to accommodate public commuters in an inner city. And last, Sydney should implement real-time urban growth report system to encourage people awareness about urban growth.